Second. Sorry about that. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day of the week raw, and I apologize if my hair looks a little bit weird. It's still kind of damp. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 10 yarns I use to make hats. And I already did a top 10 yarns that I wouldn't use to make a hat, and if you didn't see that video, I'll link it down below. And I also have reviews on some of these yarns, and if you haven't seen some of them, I'll link them down below. And I'm going to get started. And also, I'm going to show you guys the pictures, but I'll pause the video in between so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me look at my phone the whole time. And I'm going to get started. So number one on my list had to be Lion Brand Color Made Easy. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty similar to Vanna's Choice. It's a really nice yarn. I like it. I use it all the time to knit my Edelweiss beanie hats. And I'll show you guys what those look like. So here's my Edelweiss beanie hats. They're really pretty. I love this yarn to make them because it's nice and stiff. I don't like really drapey yarns too much because I feel like the hat would be too big and too slouchy, but I really like stiffer yarns for hats, and I think it works really good. Don't get me wrong, I love using Caron Simply Soft for some of my hats, but I prefer a more stiff yarn because it just is easier because then my hats don't like move around too much, and then I don't feel they're too big. Number two on my list had to be Caron Simply Soft. Oh, I forgot to tell you I do have a review on Color Made Easy, and I'll link that down below. Sorry, forgot that. So this is what Caron Simply Soft looks like. It's a nice, soft, worsted weight yarn. I love this stuff. It's one of my favorite yarns. I use it for scarves and hats all the time. It is pretty drapey just because it's so thin and soft, but I really like it. It's a great yarn for knitting hats, and all your hats come out great. And this is also a great substitute if you can't find a certain baby weight yarn that's in a certain color you want. This also works really well because the yarn is pretty thin. It's not as thin as the normal baby weights, like this is a baby weight example. It's not as thin as the baby weight, but it works out just as great as a regular baby weight yarn for when you need a certain baby weight yarn for a certain hat that calls for a baby weight yarn. I hope that makes sense. Number three on my list would have to be Vanna's Choice. So right here, I actually have a ball of Vanna's Choice right here. I used to love this stuff. I haven't used it in so long. I used to use these to make these little neck scarves that my mom liked. They had some fur in the middle, and then I had to use this for the body of the little neck scarf thing. I don't remember what it's called. My mom bought it at a store years ago, and I don't have one with me to show you guys, but I haven't made one in so long. But I thought I'd show you talk about what I'd use this to make for. I haven't used this stuff in years, but I'm really excited to reuse it again because I used to love Vanna's Choice, but I haven't used it in so long, so I'm really excited to use it. And this I'm going to save for my Edelweiss beanie because it looks super cute. Number four on my list had to be Red Heart Super Saver. So here's a ball of Red Heart Super Saver. Red Heart Super Saver is actually one of my all-time favorite yarns. I keep this in my stash the most. I love this stuff. I have so much Red Heart Super Saver. It's just crazy. I would buy this all the time for my knitting, and I love this stuff. It's great for like hats. It's great for scarves. And some people aren't a huge fan of it with scarves, but I think it works out really well with scarves because it comes out quickly and it works really great. Number five on my list would have to be I Love This Yarn Chunky. So this is what it looks like. It's a Hobby Lobby brand, so you can only get it at Hobby Lobby. I love this stuff because, again, this stuff works great for hats because it knits up fairly quickly because a nice chunky yarn always knits hats up super quickly, and this is great for knitting hats, especially for beginners, because it's easy to see your stitches and it works really well. Well, and I've used this to make my raspberry beanie, and I'll show you guys what I'll show you guys what those look like. So this is my raspberry beanie. I only have one of these on there because I forgot to take a picture of the other one. But I really love how it looks. It's super cute, and it comes out really nice, especially with the chunky yarn. I like the way that it looks with the chunky yarn. yarn, and I have made a raspberry beanie before, but I accidentally made it with really chunky yarn, and it ended up way bigger and taller than I thought it was going to be. So I love this yarn. Chunky works out great, especially for beginners, because it's easy to see your stitches and it's great to work with, and the hats don't come out as big as you expect. I mean, the hats don't always come out as big as you wouldn't expect. That's what I meant. So I hope that came out right. Sorry. Number 6 on my list would have to be Loops and Threads Impeccable. So this is what Loops and Threads Impeccable looks like. It's a really nice yarn. I've used this to make a couple hats. Like I used this to make my Kim Kardashian beanie because I had trouble finding Vanna's Choice at Walmart. I went to Walmart to go yarn shopping, but I couldn't find the brand, so I used that as a substitute for Vanna's Choice, and it works great. Works just as well as Vanna's Choice, and I really like it. It's nice and comfortable and nice and soft, and I'm going to show you guys the Kim Kardashian beanie that I made with Loops and Threads Impeccable. So this is the Kim Kardashian beanie I made with Loops and Threads Impeccable. It's really nice, it's super cute, and it just comes out the same as Vanna's Choice pretty much, and it works just as well as a substitute too. So if you can't find Vanna's Choice in a store you're at, get Loops and Threads Impeccable because it's just the same as it, and it makes it such a great hat. This is my sample of my Kim Kardashian beanie, and this pattern is made by Christine from iKnits, and if you haven't seen her video on this hat, I will link that video down below if you're interested in that video. Number 7 on my list would have to be I Love This Yarn. So here's what it looks like. It's really great for hats too. I love this stuff. I buy this at Hobby Lobby all the time and keep it in my stash as well. And it works great to make hats with. I made several copycat CC beanies with this yarn. They do come out a little bit big, but they are really cute though. I love how cute they look. And it's great for beginners too, for if you're knitting a hat, because it's easy to see your stitches. Number 8 on my list would have to be Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel. So this is what it looks like. This is a Hobby Lobby brand. So you can only get this at Hobby Lobby. So the Sugar Wheel, I really like it. My mom picked it out for a copycat CC beanie, and it turned out really good. And it's super cute. I don't think I have a picture of the beanie, and I don't have the beanie anymore, which sucks because I gave it to my mom's friend, bought it from me. But it's a really good yarn because it changes color, so it's kind of like almost an ombre effect yarn, which is super cool. Number 9 on my list had to be Yarn Bee Soft Secret. So this is what Yarn Bee Soft Secret looks like. It's kind of like Karen Simply Soft because it's the same texture and the same weight. The only difference is it doesn't come in like a bigger, it comes in more of like a, not a stiff skein as Karen Simply Soft does. This comes in more like a more like a drapey, because it doesn't have as many yards as Karen Simply Soft, but it still works the same way as Karen Simply Soft does. So I hope that makes sense. But it works great for making hats. It's also a good substitute if you can't find any Karen Simply Soft, and it works really well. Number 10 on my list would have to be Red Heart Soft Baby Steps. So this is what it looks like. I've used this to make hats too. Like I used this for a Little Mermaid hat. Came out a little bigger than I expected, but it still was super cute. And I also used this I think I used this for other hats too. I forgot which hats I used it for, but they still came out just as good. I used that because I couldn't find the Loops and Threads Snuggly Wuggly yarn, which what was required for the pattern, so I used that as a substitute. And even though it came out a little bit bigger than I thought, it still was really cute, and I really liked the way my hat turned out because it turned out like a bucket hat, and it was super cute. So I'll show you a picture of that and what it looks like really quick. So this is what it looks like on my head. I used it as a substitute because I couldn't find the Loops and Threads Snuggly Wuggly yarn at Joann's because I was shopping there one day and I was getting all the supplies for hats I wanted to make. And I was looking for Loops and Threads Snuggly Wuggly yarn, which was what the pattern originally called for, but I couldn't find it, so I just used that as a substitute. And it actually turned out to be a bucket hat instead. But it still ended up looking like a bucket hat almost, but it still ended up really, really cute, and I loved the way it turned out. And it was just really fun to make. So I love Red Heart Soft Baby Steps. That also works great for if you can't find a certain yarn you want to use. You can also use that to make hats because it's super soft and super comfortable. Normally I don't like really soft yarns for hats because they make my head super warm, but honestly it works out just as well. Okay, so those are my top 10 yarns I would use to make a hat. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you didn't already. I post every day of the week for a while, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!